Welcome to Break Check, everybody.
Hello and good day. I'd say good morning, but it might not be morning when they're watching it.
There's something different. Where's your coffee?
I don't want to talk about the coffee. Dutch Bros refuses to sponsor me, and therefore I am shutting it down. But let's not make this about me today.
Right.
We have a guest.
We do.
Okay. We have Quentin. If you want to introduce yourself, who are you? What are you doing here?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. First time on, and I'm excited to be here. I'm Quentin with 99slowbruhh. I do a little bit of everything.
Ready? Yep. Let's do this.
Mainly on Instagram, YouTube. Starting to do Snapchat now. I don't know, a little bit of everything. Enjoying the ride. So they invited me on to talk cars today, which is something that I do a lot of. I don't know that I say I do well, but I do a lot of. So
That's all. We don't do it well either. But we're just here to talk about it.
Yeah, working on the doing it better, though.
Yeah. I was just telling Quentin off camera, when my wife and I moved into our neighborhood, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, we came across this driveway that was dressed with this beautiful white Cobra Mustang. And then we heard it start. And we looked at each other and we're like, we made a good decision. And we've been graced with the view of that car ever since. And he's always doing work on it. His garage is always open. He's always got buddies over. It's always a lot of good time. So we figured we'd invite him on and see what he's got to know and see what he wants to talk about. I know, obviously, a big Mustang fan. And y'all know this guy won't shut up about two things.
Okay,
the technology in which we must not mention, and Mustangs.
To be fair, though, Quentin has driven a vehicle with the technology that you don't like to talk about.
Alternative energy. I don't not mind it. It's just the obsession had pushed you so far that it was every conversation.
It's a big deal right now.
But I understand. It's what's out there. We actually saw on the way here Cybertruck.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I was at
I
that
think
thing, and
I don't know. It's hard to tell if you've seen one or two or 50 of them, but I have in Wichita now seen two. So
okay,
Nice.
but you got to drive a recent I'm not going to attribute the name to it. The Jelly Bean electric new Ford, the Rally Edition.
yeah, the Mustang Mach-E Rally, as they call it.
He said the words together.
I know.
I always just say Mach-E myself. Like, I think it's an amazing vehicle. I just wish they didn't call it the Mustang.
It's all a marketing thing. You know how it is.
That's what I assume. Yeah.
Yep.
I know they're trying to move them, trying to sell them. So,
As you know, EV sales have taken a dip, not just Ford, everyone.
Right.
And so, they're trying to spark some fun back into it. And if you want my full analysis, I'll give it to you. But the short of it is the technology isn't exactly there for Midwesterners necessarily to be driving it all over the country right now. But hard to justify a $60,000 vehicle as an off-road rally machine.
Yeah.
But if you could,
Right.
that thing can do it. Oh my gosh, that's a fun vehicle.
So was this like an event that you got to partake in?
Yeah, so it was the Mach-E Rally, which they put together up near Seattle. If you're familiar with Dirtfish, so that was the event that they had going, and they invited local, actually not even local, any EV Mach-E owners. They could get sent out there, and then they sent 8 influencers out there. I was lucky enough to be chosen.
Wow!
So that was really humbling and cool that Ford wanted my opinion of their new car, so that was pretty sweet.
So did they do videoed interviews afterward, or?
No, it was kind of all on our own accord, honestly. I mean, they kind of just so there's a program called Friends of Ford, and they have a pretty good lineup of creators that just get it. They just know what they're doing, and I guess they consider me one of those people now. So
That's cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But that's not the only Ford deal that you got invited to, right?
Yeah, correct.
Can you talk about the other one?
Yeah. So Are you talking about the
The-
NFL
The
event?
Missouri deal. I don't know about the NFL event. That's a new one.
Okay, that was the first one I went to.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to hear about the NFL too.
yeah, that was really cool too. So that one actually wasn't. Ford didn't send me to Missouri, but it was a Ford event, and Shelby nickname of it is Shelby Fest. It's actually Ford Enthusiast Nationals. They're
Okay.
trying to expand to more than just Shelby owners. Shelby Fest is a really cool event. I think it's been 15 or so years. It's moved a couple times, but I think they finally found the spot. So if you're familiar with road courses, Ozark International Raceway just got built, I think 3 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
It's, I think they said it's got 1,200 feet of elevation change from floor to highest peak,
Wow.
which is a lot.
Yeah.
If you know where Lake of the Ozarks is in Missouri, it's like 15 minutes north of there. So real hilly country. They just bought some land and cleared a bunch of trees and made a racetrack. And they made a really good racetrack. So
Alright.
that was
How do we get on that?
Yeah. Right. How do we
money.
get there?
Money.
Yeah, money. Yeah.
Hey,
Money
we
and
have merch
influence.
for sale. If you
Foiled
want to buy
again.
some merch,
Yeah.
breakchk.com. Go buy a t-shirt. Get us on that track.
So we can go.
Yeah.
it is definitely worth the 5-hour drive. That is. So I always wanted to go to Heartland in Topeka or Hallett down in Tulsa.
Hallett Motorway.
Yes. Yeah, I've always wanted to go, but I got this opportunity to go to Shelby Fest, and my gosh, that is a dang good racetrack. It's 3 years old. It feels brand new. Really professional staff, but also like it's high end, but also laid back at the same time, which is my favorite combination.
Right. Yeah.
They did it right, but they're not super sticklers. Obviously, they make sure everything's safe, but
Of
they're
course,
not
yeah.
just breathing down necks and everything. Everyone's there for the same reason. So,
Right. All there to have fun and do some racing. Yeah.
see how
Awesome.
fast you can go, right?
Yeah. Oh, love it. Love
Yeah. So that was super cool. So I'd never been on a road course before at all.
it. Okay.
Let me just paint the picture here. So obviously, I drive the Cobra 5 hours out there, raining for a lot of it. Of course, every time I take the Cobra on a road trip, it's a rainstorm for whatever reason. Thanks.
Right.
On summer tires,
Well, at least
know.
it's white,
Yeah.
so it doesn't look dirty
Dude.
too easy.
Dude.
Right? Because you mentioned 99 slowbruhh.
Right.
What is it exactly that you're driving? What is the car?
Oh yeah, I guess I should probably paint the picture of what I drive. So it's a 1999 Cobra Mustang Cobra. I don't know, both.
Either
it is
way,
both.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
both. I have 105,000 miles on it now. I bought it at 62, and I've been to 11 states with it. Colorado this summer will be number 12 when I get there,
Nice.
and I've been all the way to Tennessee, and actually South Carolina is the farthest I've been with it. I touched it.
Right.
Just touched it.
It counts.
Still counts. Still
counts.
counts.
Still counts.
Exactly.
But that was when I did Tail of the Dragon. So
Okay.
you kind of end and then flip back around,
yeah.
back into Tennessee. But anyway, so yeah, it's got cams, full exhaust. Solid rear axle swap, 456 gears. The previous owner was turning it into a drag car, and I'm turning it into a barely be good enough at everything car.
Right. Kind
Nice.
of all purpose.
I love corners, so that's really
Oh, me too.
yeah, corners. It's slow in a straight line, so I got it. But I'll keep up with hardly or just about anyone in a corner. So
Well, it sounds like you've done some modifies to it, though. Have you had it dyno? Do you know what like the power
it's
output is?
300. Yeah,
300? Okay.
That's
So
about
is that-
what they make, unless
Right.
you put boost to it. So,
So not a lot of motor work.
it's got cams. That's it.
Yeah, outside of the cams.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's literally just cams, and then they freshened up some gaskets.
Right.
And that was 10 years ago now.
It sounds like it has a lot more than just cams.
I was
It
gonna
sounds
say,
It
Really
sounds
good.
cool.
In your
yeah.
videos, it sounds good. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
it actually when I was looking through some of your stuff the other day, it kind of put me on a little bit of a kick where I went back and looked at my old Mustang videos, listening to my old Mustangs. Oh,
Yeah.
I love the sound. Love
Jason
that
had a
V8
dream
rumble.
of becoming a drift racer
Yeah.
with a Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love it.
I remember there
That's-
was one day we were at a hotel and we were walking back to the car and these two guys were sitting in front of his car. And he went to turn on his car and immediately both of them had this huge smile on their face.
Just something about that sound.
That's what I do when I start my new truck.
Yeah.
It
That
sounds
sounds
good.
Smile.
It sounds
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
The stock
Yeah.
exhaust?
No, it's a MagnaFlow.
Okay. I was going to say it's not loud, but it's rumbly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't need You don't need to be loud when it's a daily.
Right?
No,
It's just annoying
no.
at a point.
Just enough that I know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
That track you went to, you drove your car on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the only track you've been to?
Yeah. The only I've done a lot of hard cornering on streets, but
Right.
never at a track. And it's way different, you know, not having to make sure you don't cross the yellow and all that and worry
Right.
about hitting a motorcycle or something coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Do they
But
have more than one vehicle on the track at a time?
oh yeah,
when you were there?
yeah. I unfortunately only rode in one lap with someone else, but when I went out, it was just during parade laps, so it was, I don't know, I would say we were probably going like 60-70% effort, wasn't full send, because it was all parade lap people that were doing it, so it was people that showed up just for the parade laps, because the full package was fairly expensive for the full day. For the parade lap, it was very reasonable.
Right.
And I think we got a total of 5 laps twice in the day.
Okay.
And just being on a track, even doing parade laps, like I would let the cars in front of me get ahead, and I could really actually give it 85% probably
Right.
on the corner. And yeah, I'm addicted. Like that is a type of driving that I want to do a lot more of.
Nice.
It is really fun.
If you ever go to Hallett and
say if, give 'em a
you
win.
want some company.
Give them a win. Don't say if. Give them a win.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
go to Hallett
Yes.
and you want some company, I'd be more than happy to go along.
Yeah.
I've been to Hallett a few times. Absolutely love that track.
Yeah.
You did
It
the
is-
supercar experience there, right?
I did.
Oh wow. Nice.
Yeah, I drove a Porsche 911 GT, I think it was, GT3, and then a Lamborghini and a Nissan GTR that they had built up to 1,000 horsepower.
That's just too much for that track.
But that's one thing to be weary of when you go to Hallett is it is hard on the brakes,
Sure.
especially if you're going counterclockwise. Coming into turn 1 after the long straight, it is a sharp turn and you are hammering those brakes. And so I would be going like over 100, and then I have to get down to basically second gear for that turn, you know, because the weight of the car and everything.
Right.
There's a turn too where you're coming up a hill, and I was braking a little bit to kind of bring weight down on the front tires before I would enter in. And then I had a driver who knew the track really well ride with me, and he's like, "Why are you braking there?" And I'm like, "Turn."
Yeah, turn.
And he's like, no. The that pavement right there is new and really grippy. When you're coming up that hill, lift off the throttle, let the weight of the car slow you down. Turn in, it will hold. I promise you. Trust the car, it will hold. And I'm like, all right. So next time I come up there full throttle, I lift off and I clinch up, and I'm like, okay. and I dug into it, and the front end dug down, and it took it.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I just kept trying to push it a little more. I love racing. I love road racing. It's so much fun. I could talk about it forever, but
it's something I've always wanted to do, and so I fully understand. Yeah,
Right.
it's I mean, drag racing is cool, but drag racing is a money game in my opinion, whereas cornering is a driver game.
Yes.
So
and I feel that way about drifting too. That's why I love drifting also.
Yep.
Is being
look at
on
how
the-
many. Can we cuss on here?
Ass. There you go.
There you
I
go.
broke the ice for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So there's a lot of shit boxes that drift. So
Yeah.
that I love that about drifting.
Yes.
Have you seen the what's that show? Hyperdrive?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
It's
think
on
I have, but
Netflix.
I know of it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
drifting and gymkhana kind of mixed together.
Yeah.
That's kind
And
of
also
cool
a time
show.
trial.
And time trial.
Yeah, all at
Yeah.
once. I think I saw the first season a long time ago, but
Yeah, they only have the first one.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, wish they would do another one.
Yeah,
I
That
would
was
love
the
to be
one where
part
they
of
had all the
second one.
lights. Like it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
The big,
Yeah.
the big
Much,
teeter-totter
maybe?
bridge.
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely designed to be over the top, but
Yes.
it was fun to watch for sure. But yeah, that's another thing I love about drifting though. It's like you're so on the razor's edge of grip and out of control that like it takes so much driver skill, and that's one thing I really admire about drifting. So.
Learning how to drive or do anything on the edge really is it's when you have found the teeter point.
Yeah.
And you go a little too far, and then okay, now I dial it back 1%, and I'm perfect. And
Yeah.
that's when you have found that balance with whatever in life. That's one of my favorite things. Is I'm big into skiing, and that's it's really similar. And a lot of people say to racing because you're picking your line and finding your apexes and everything. And yeah,
So you're big into skiing, which obviously Colorado is one of the top destinations for that. And you've never had your car in Colorado?
I know. Well, it's just
That's
a
weird to
long
me.
drive to take a 25-year-old car out there. You know,
True.
Right.
It's true. It's almost an antique.
it is older, but she's doing good. So
So you enjoy the road racing. What is your take and opinion on NASCAR?
I don't watch it, to be honest. I don't really. To be fair, though, I don't really watch hardly any racing unless I'm there. I don't consume a lot of media outside of YouTube or I guess Instagram, so I'm gonna miss a lot of the jokes and stuff.
Oh,
from
well, so
pop culture, but
my entire life, I was always like making fun of NASCAR. Never watched it.
You're gonna take another left.
Typical. Yeah. And a left.
Yeah.
And another left. I'm gonna pass you on the left.
Come back in 2 hours.
And
I'll be
we
making a
had,
left.
yeah. And so there's a guy that we had on. His name's Brock.
okay,
Massive NASCAR fan.
sure.
I was talking to him one day at church, and he was supporting NASCAR, and I was making fun of NASCAR. So we had him on the show, and he sat right there, and I said, Brock, we're going to talk about NASCAR today. My first question is, how dare you? And then we went through the whole episode. He talked a lot about he defended it really, really well. And I have another friend who is a big NASCAR fan, and he was actually pit crews on like dirt track racing and sprint cars and Legends cars, and he ended up seeing a guy catch fire during a refuel, and he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And so he left being a pit crew, but he's big into NASCAR. And so those two guys, after they explain a lot of like the technical stuff and the like right in that fine like razor's edge, and then the have to be consistent on that 1% edge. And then if you really consider like the speeds that they're going and the way that the airflow over these cars affects the other cars around them.
Yep.
Like when you're into those technical things, it can be fun. When you don't care about those, it's just like, oh, there's a left. There's a left.
Right.
But they actually do road courses. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like
what is it,
2 a year?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand the science and research and everything that goes
It's
into
still boring.
Yeah.
It is still so.
I've always wanted to go to one, but then I'm like, wait, I probably need to be exceedingly drunk to have a good time, to sit in the sun, just get baked all day watching cars taking left turns in an oval. And I'm not a big drinker, so I'm like, it's for those reasons I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, they had to have. I haven't been to one. I wouldn't mind going to one because they have, like, they're talking in late September. There's
KC?
there's a playoff race going on.
Oh,
up there.
okay, yeah.
And I guess they have like this huge swap meet style event in front of it for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yep.
And I used to joke, I'm like, well, they have to do like a carnival in order just to draw people to come want to watch cars go in a circle. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go, maybe I won't go. But I did pick a driver. I got a driver that I support now. He drives Ford. He drives the new Dark Horse, Mustang.
Yeah.
Well, a Dark Horse sticker, kind of. They're kind of all the same.
Yeah.
Well, the front end's the same style front end.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's all stickers. But his last name is very similar to our dad's first name. So I was like, oh, that'll be my driver right there.
Who's that?
Ryan Blaney. So our dad's name's Blaine.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so Blaney. That's the guy that I kind of watch. But it doesn't
Brock
bother
got
me
you
if
into NASCAR,
I miss. Yeah, if I miss the start of a race.
Big NASCAR guy now, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a big NASCAR guy
Number one fan.
because I don't. Yeah, number one.
Number
Yeah.
one.
Number one.
You ain't first or last, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the car went real good today. The crew did real good. And please put your hands down.
Everything I'm just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Yep.
We dressed up as Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton, and she was Jean-Luc Girard for Halloween.
I got it. You're a little short for the role.
When I'm sitting, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've heard a little bit about your Mustang and your racing. I saw on your Instagram that you're into off-roading too. Do you have a truck, or do you do much off-roading?
So I don't do a lot of it, but I would like to do more of it. And actually, I didn't even tell the story that I was supposed to tell about the Bronco. So
we can go to the Bronco and then go into the.
I didn't even tell the story about riding in the Shelby either. So I feel like I should tell that.
That happens a lot. Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's all right.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
we-
an ADHD.
We go
pod.
on a lot of road side trips.
You should.
Yeah.
I would love to see a roadmap of conversation if you actually rode it out and did a spider web of, I would love to see.
We take the scenic route a lot.
Yeah, off road. So, well, actually, you know what? Let's just getting to Ozark International Raceway. Show up with the Cobra, park it, walk in to check in, talk at the table with the people, you know, figuring out the lay of the lands, and within 5 minutes of talking to them, Shelby Eruption Green 2022 GT500 pulls up hot, like heat coming off this thing, right? The brakes are pinging,
Right.
Nice.
and you know he's been lapping, right? We're at the table and we're talking, and he pulls up hot, and he's like, "Who wants a ride? I got time for one lap." And everyone kind of looks at each other, and everyone else has already rode, and they're like, "You should go." I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to. Sounds good." Walk
yeah.
over there, put the helmet on, get in. He's like, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yep. All right, I'm in here. Sorry."
Brakes are so hot. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
The tires are still warm.
yeah, they don't want them to cool off.
No.
So we get back out there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Vince," and shake his hand and whatnot, and I'm like, "Hey, nice to meet you, man." And so then, you know, never met this guy, never even seen this guy, know nothing, but you know, I'm in a 2022 GT500. Those are track animals, so I assume we're probably gonna have a good time.
Right.
Get out there, and so I pull up my phone to start recording. He's like, "It's gonna be too violent for that." I'm like, I think I can hold my phone, but you know, your car, I'll respect it. Put my phone down,
Right. Right.
and just have an experience, right?
Yeah.
So get out there, and I mean, like I said, I've never been on a road course before. Never rode with someone who knows what they're doing on a road course before. Never rode in a GT500. It's something with that much power on a road course before.
Right.
So my first lap on a road course, they call it the roller coaster. There's 2 humps in a row. It's in a straight line, and then there's a hard right at the end.
Okay.
So coming over the first one, we're doing about 145.
Wow.
And then we come over the second. I can't see the speedo at that point, and then a hard right, and just long story short, the dude can drive,
Right.
and that car can go. And honestly, I was more impressed with the stopping than the going. Those brakes are crazy good.
Right.
I mean, coming from a 99 with primal brakes on it,
Right.
my gosh, that thing can really stop. And he's such a smooth driver too. Like, you never saw him doing any sawing. He's really smooth and deliberate, and
Yeah.
you can tell he's driven before. So anyway, we get done with the lap, and you know, I'm just smiling the whole time, like, my gosh, this thing's hauling.
Yeah.
We get back.
Now, would you have been able to hold your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was
I
not
mean,
too
it would have
violent.
been like ugly footage, but you know, that captures the experience
Take
too.
some Dramamine
Right.
before watching it, but
Jen would.
I have to.
Yeah, we get back to the paddock, and I'm like, "Thank you, Vince. I appreciate it." I was like, "Where'd you learn to drive?" And he's like, "I'm the vice president and lead designer for Shelby American." I was like, "Oh, wow, nice to meet you, Vince."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't. My bad.
let me shake your hand twice.
I was like, "Holy crap, dude, my bad."
That is awesome.
He's also their test driver, so that's helpful.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's
That's
probably
crazy.
put a
That's so cool.
lot of miles on that car before.
Like 2 of the best jobs to have.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
3 of the best jobs.
Right.
Vice
It-
president, lead designer, and test driver.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's incredible.
It reminds me of the Ford versus Ferrari movie.
Starts crying.
Yeah.
That's the greatest.
Crying.
That's one of the greatest scenes
I love
Yeah.
it.
in automotive like cinema history.
I
Yeah,
didn't
just-
realize what I had produced here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone, including myself, because I've never actually been in a race car.
Yeah.
I don't think people truly understand the insanity of those machines. They are truly nuts.
Well, because they think of their Nissan Versa and what they
Like,
do.
I can corner real hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
no, you have no idea.
Yeah. Nothing.
We used to do a lot of autocrossing. I
Yeah.
had like 3 different Miatas at one point, and we would go out there, and there was always a guy with this black Z06 Corvette that he would always be willing to take people rides on.
Oh, yeah.
And so one time I got into that, and he's like, "All right, hold on, both handles." I said, "Okay." So I'm holding on both handles,
Then were you like,
and I was
okay.
He was like,
Or-
"Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I know these are fast this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And but man, the way that thing cornered, because it was all factory, but with suspension that he had
Yeah,
done to it.
And he had really good tires.
And
on
there
it.
was like 0 body lean, and he's going into this little coned course
On a parking lot.
parking lot
Yeah.
at like 68, 70 miles an hour
Yeah.
in like an 80-degree turn. I'm like, you are out of your mind, but this How
I mean,
how is the car not upside down right now?
the danger of wrecking in a parking lot's a lot lower than
But
out
it is
and
not
about.
impossible.
Correct.
No. And he's doing highway speeds at
Yeah,
very
yeah.
sharp,
I mean,
angles.
yeah.
It's
It
nuts.
is. Well, and to go on to that point, before we got back to the paddock, I was like, so, I've never been on this course. I've never been in one of these cars. What percentage effort would you say you gave? He said 65.
What?
What?
I was like, oh, so we got a lot left in this thing, is what
What?
you're saying. He said, yeah, I don't like to push it when I got people in the car.
Which would explain him not sawing at the wheel, because if he was pushing right at the edge, he would
Yeah.
probably have a little bit of saw,
Oh, there were a couple times the tires got loose too. I mean,
Really?
it definitely wasn't a completely. I mean, how do I say smooth is fast?
Right.
So
Yep.
it was definitely a lot smoother than I had anticipated it being.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it was violent, like he said. It
Right.
was violent. you
Oh,
know?
I'm sure. And also too, like you said, there was a couple times where like it broke loose a little bit.
Yeah, out of the corner mainly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like going into a corner, there's a thing like rotation. I don't know like how much you know about like road racing, but when you're coming into a corner, when you're going really fast, you actually want to kind of rotate the car a little bit, which is effectively
Pre-drifting.
yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
just slightly breaking the rear loose just to kind of angle the car where
So
you
you
want
can
it.
corner it faster, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of
So-
what they were teaching us at the rally school, actually.
Oh,
They were
nice.
saying,
Yeah.
like, do the corner early so you have a longer, like, you're straight sooner, basically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yep, yep.
is way less fun, I will say. But it is faster.
It is faster, yeah.
Yes.
It-
yeah.
Which is why people that like drifting.
Yeah,
They're like,
it's all fun.
like I'm about having the fun. I don't
Basically.
care
Pure
about lap
fun.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really love both because
Yep.
like they both require different skills, but also similar skills because
Yeah.
they both require maintaining grip,
Mhm.
but finding that limit.
It's
So-
a different amount of grip.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
God, those things are gorgeous.
I'm a lot more partial to the GT350, to be honest. I think
The
it-
GT350,
I would much
the new one, the
Man.
current one, or
Yes, yeah. So
Okay.
my thing is the GT500, if you're going to track it, if you're going to track a car, that might be the way to go. I know the GT350 is a track car too, but the GT500, man, that thing just goes.
Right.
But unless you plan on tracking the car, I feel like I would be bored with the GT500 on the street being the DCT and
right?
it just, I know it's got 800 horsepower, but like, I think
Where
I'd
can
rather
you
have
use
the,
it?
yeah, that's, everyone's chasing numbers these days, and that's
Yeah.
cool. But how many times in a month do you plan on doing a full pull in your car?
Right.
Me, I can do that a lot, and I'm doing a reasonable speed.
Uh-huh.
If you're in an 800 horsepower car, you need
Right.
a lot of runway.
Yeah.
You'll be going 160,
Very true.
Right.
and that's fun and all, but just I don't know.
That's sort
I-
of like our stance with the manual transmissions. Is
Yeah.
I understand that technology has gotten to a point where automatics are way faster.
Way faster, yeah, for
But
sure.
there's no fun factor. You're not like there's something about your spirit's connected with the car.
Yeah, it's
And that's what I'm afraid of. Like I love EV technology, but my fear is that my
the
fear
soul
is
will
that
go away.
exactly like
Yeah.
the enjoyment. Like I want to hear the engine, feel the rumble. I want to
Yep.
shift the gears.
Yep.
So I've never driven an EV. The closest I've ever gotten is a Ford Fusion hybrid.
Sick.
That's the closest I've ever gotten to an
Sick.
EV. But I
The
want it,
best.
It's like the modern day show.
Heck yeah.
But I want to experience like a performance EV and
Yep.
see what it's like. But I can't imagine that it has the same, like you said, soul as like a gas powered.
I've rode in a Tesla Plaid, and that is that when you talk violence, that
Right.
car has violence.
Yeah,
that
like
thing.
0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or like
There was 5 large dudes in one Tesla Plaid, and my throat hurt from the acceleration. Like it
Oh, wow.
truly, like not like your neck. It for whatever reason it hurt my throat. I was astounded by that. It put it in ludicrous mode. It sits down. It
Right.
warms the batteries, and then suddenly you're holy crap.
wow.
I wonder how that would compare to the Hummer EV's WTF mode.
I mean, everybody's got their whatever mode.
It's watts to freedom,
right.
and that's their launch. The Hummer EV is their launch is WTF mode.
Gotcha.
The Mach-E's is unbridled because it's a Mustang.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Right.
that You know, and we'll stop with the EV talk here soon, but I will
I
say
see Richard's, getting sick.
That's all right.
Nauseous.
visibly, it put it in unbridled mode. And it was, so during the experience, we got to road drive and on rally course drive the GT and the rally, both of them.
Nice.
And with the rally, actually, let's talk about the GT first. The GT on the road, so they just gave us a 45-minute course, and you drive. It's a big loop. So
Okay.
if you've been to Washington, beautiful windy roads, a lot of trees, all that.
Nice.
So back roads. We had a pit stop and got to see a bunch of elk cross the road.
Cool.
That was really cool. It was probably 25 elk. They're
Nice.
really cool. Anyway, got to do a bunch of driving, and so it was as you would imagine, Washington raining. So
Oh.
that's a true stereotype. So
Okay.
it was light rain, but it was
Right.
raining, and so
Rain
the
nonetheless.
GT, we watched the elk, took some videos and whatnot, and then hopped back on the road, and we had switched drivers. I took over after that, and we get back on the road, and there's 3 of us, and so I punch it, and we're in unbridled mode, which is, I don't know if it's traction control all the way off, but it's the most free version.
Okay. The
And
most
so-
off it can be.
Yes. And Ford people don't listen, but so turn back on the road and mat it, of course. And I think that might. No, I've driven an all-wheel drive car before, but not fun, not in a fun manner.
Right,
and
right.
so first EV, first fast all-wheel drive car I've ever driven.
Nice.
And so I'm like, all-wheel drive, it's gonna hook up, right? No, we get 2 lanes sideways in this
Oh,
thing.
wow.
And but it corrects back real quick, real easy.
Right.
I just let off and then straighten it out, and we're good. But I thought that new cars had too many baby monitors. I was really impressed that it would let you have that much fun.
Nice.
And that was in
And-
the GT, not the Rally.
Yeah, that was the GT.
That's cool.
Okay.
So actually, the GT and the Rally have the same motors and power and everything. But
Okay.
the big change with the Rally specifically, so it has a little bit of apparent stuff. Obviously, it's got the fog lights. It's got the big wing in the back. It's got the 80s style fan blade wheels.
Ah.
It's got 1-inch lift, adjustable suspension. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is whatever tires they put on that thing. Those tires work. My gosh, because we put those tires through some crap on and off road, and the GT versus the Rally. It all came down to the tires. Like the GT was, you could have more, I guess, more dangerous fun
Right,
in
right.
that car, breaking them loose.
Yeah.
But the Rally, it wouldn't spin like the GT would. It would just go, which
Wow.
With the same motor and power.
yeah,
and all
everything.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the same.
Stickier.
Just
Stick your tires. Yeah.
yeah, they're meant to be off road. So for whatever reason, they worked better in the rain. That is the only thing. I didn't drive the GT not in the rain, so maybe it
Okay.
won't get sideways
Right.
on dry pavement.
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But man, I was truly, truly impressed with the Rally, and I had never driven an EV before that, and I thought I would enjoy the experience. I've always wanted to rally drive, right? Who wouldn't?
Right.
And so I was excited to go to Dirtfish because that's the place. And I knew I'd have a good time. But after doing that experience, I want to rally. That was a fun car. Honestly.
Would you want to do it with a Mach-E Rally, or would you want to go like?
Oh, well,
like
I
an
mean, I was
Impreza kinda
speaking
deal?
about the Mach-E Rally. I want a Mach-E Rally, but I also do want to rally drive.
Right.
No, I would want something stick.
Okay.
Yeah, probably like a lifted Subaru, honestly.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Or
a
a
good
lifted
choice.
Cobra. No, I'm just kidding.
Why not?
Yeah,
All-wheel
you know.
drive Cobra.
It doesn't even have to be 4-wheel drive. Just swing. I'm not going for speed. I'm going for fun.
But you know, somewhere else where tires are like the most important aspect that people don't realize is in off-roading,
Yeah.
because it's all about the grip
Yep.
and airing down or airing up or having the right width, the right height, the whole thing. So you could have a 110 horsepower Tacoma that can rock crawl a 300 horsepower Jeep.
Yep.
Just because of tires.
Yeah, and gear ratios, and yeah, I mean, that is a realm that the crawling realm. I don't know that I'm ever going to have a build in it because it's just. I feel like those people are working on their trucks 50% of the
All
time
the
that they're driving them.
Yeah. I don't
But-
even want to get into crawling. I want to get into like the overlanding.
Yeah,
the
overlanding.
simple
Oh yeah.
kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I like fast, so I would be more rally than
It
overland.
would drive him nuts to
Well,
overland.
you want to know the perfect blend between those?
No,
Did you say no?
no, I said oh.
Oh.
No.
No, I'm gonna shut down
really.
the conversation right here.
no,
We're done.
and we're done.
There's
Okay, have a good time.
Wow.
Well,
But yeah, what is-
the perfect blend was also at the So the Ozark International Raceway now has an off-road course, which
Okay.
isn't crawling. It's actually like a Baja style course. It's
Baja.
actually the best way that I can explain it is it's like a four-wheeler track, but for cars,
Okay,
for trucks. But
right.
so we were getting ready to leave the track for the day and go back to the hotel and whatnot, because it's like an hour drive back to Jefferson City, Missouri, where the actual Shelby Fest car show is.
Okay.
And so we're getting ready to leave, but we see this muddy. It had
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch. Yes, that's what it was. Wildtrak Sasquatch. It was also eruption green. I don't know why that was the color of the day, but I do
Right.
love that color. So I think it was like the most off-road ready one you can buy from Ford.
Yeah, the Wildtrak is like their Baja. It's a little bit wider.
Yep, yeah. The tire, I think it had 35s.
Yep.
I should know all this, but I don't.
Sasquatch comes with 35s, and Wildtrak makes it wider.
Okay, yeah. It was all of that for
Yeah.
sure.
Do
Looking
they have
at
a,
it,
do they have a Raptor version of the?
they do have.
They do have a
they
Raptor.
got the Raptor.
So the Wildtrak
Okay.
was the best one you could get until they brought out the Raptor.
Oh, so the Raptor is the highest then right now.
Yes, the Bronco
Right now,
Raptor,
okay.
and it's got like they have one at the local dealership that I went and saw when I bought my truck, and until you see those fenders in person on
Yeah.
that Raptor and the Bronco,
They're like this freaking wide.
yeah,
The
it would
fenders.
like not even trying to make a joke. Like Jen could lay on it like a cot.
Oh my god.
They are so wide, it's
Dang.
crazy.
You can
it
hide in the
kinda like a
fender.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Good hiding.
so that's when they had out there was an eruption green.
Yes, so we're getting ready to leave, and so the people I was with, they basically, content is value. So anything cool, you got to grab content, right? Especially a new Ford vehicle that's
Right.
been used how it's supposed to be used.
Right.
Of course, this thing is muddy.
Nice.
Not muddy. It is caked because it had rained, I think, the day before. So the track
Okay.
was muddy. Anyway, so we're shooting this Bronco, getting all the reels and stuff, clips. And dude walks out and he said, "You guys want to go for a ride?" And me and Ed look at each other like, "What are we doing? I mean, you're not taking this on the track."
Right.
He's like, "There's an off-road course over there, and I've been running it all day. If you guys want to go." We're like, "Yeah, let's go. This looks like a capable vehicle."
Right.
And I'm thinking, we're going to be doing some moderate, crawling and I don't know, just some overlanding, right? Well, he proceeds to put it in Baja mode. And he's like, "If you guys think I'm going too fast, just let me know. I'll slow down." We're like, okay.
Right.
Like, okay, whatever. So he launches it and it hooks kind of. So let me describe the course. So it's, if you've been to Arkansas or if you've been to the Ozarks at any part, there's just a bunch of big sharp rocks is what it is. Like this big sharp rocks is what dirt roads are there basically. Good for tires.
Yeah.
So
Hey, bring a spare or two.
yeah, or two. So with the 35s and all the modes and the suspension dampening and all that, puts it in Baja mode. By the time we hit the first corner, we're going like 65 and then hard on the brakes and takes the corner. I don't know. We're probably going like 35 by the time he gets on it. And I've never been in any sort of experience of, I've been in a lot of stuff on a road, but never fast off road.
Right.
Like unless it's a four-wheeler, but that's me.
Right.
I'm not sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I literally have no idea who this guy is. I'll tell you in a second. But
Okay.
so we get rolling. Yeah, we're going 65, bring it back down to 35. I was impressed that it slowed down that fast on rocks, and after going that fast,
Right.
make the corner, and then it gets into a tighter section. And he's talking to us the whole time, just having a conversation. Like,
Right.
"Oh, I really like how it gets into this corner, and I was really impressed with the braking in this." And then we go through mud, and
Right.
like, and
Are you looking like
He's
Ace
still
Ventura?
keeping-
I'm just
in
sitting
the-
there like
Yeah.
bouncing around. Yeah,
As he's
and
still
he's just
talking.
like, yeah, okay, cool.
yeah,
Spectacular.
yeah. Oh, this is just smashing. Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what. Like, we're flying, and Ed's in the back seat just trying to get the whole POV. And so then it gets to a tighter section. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm scared, but I was very uneasy, very uneasy.
Pushing this pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, I have gotten better with my need to be in control issue. I have succumbed to realizing that is, in order to have fun, you need to be able to let go and just trust the person next to you, which is hard to do, especially when you have, I don't even know his name.
Right.
You know? But
he seems calm.
yeah. He seems like he knows what he's doing. So
Call him Brad. Just call him Brad.
Yeah.
so then it gets to a tighter section, and it's woods, because at first it was open, you know, there's trees,
right,
and then they get tighter and tighter, and then in the trees it's not rocks, it's mud. So it's mud and trees, which is good for grip.
At what speed?
Yes.
We're doing like 40 probably
Okay.
at trees, and then just
In the mud.
yeah, in the mud. 40 at trees in the mud, and then you know
this is a factory Bronco.
oh yeah, by the way,
no
mods.
Wow.
This is his wife's Jeep, or Jeepable vehicle. Gosh,
with a gas engine.
yeah, it's a Bronco. It's a Bronco.
Oh, they don't make EV Broncos.
It was is it the 2.3 EcoBoost? Is it the 2.3?
Yeah,
EcoBoost?
they have a 4-cylinder and a 6.
It had a lot of power with the turbo. It had plenty of torque.
Wow.
I was impressed that it was spinning 35s.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it picked up pretty well, and we're in the trails. You know, like I was very impressed with really everything about the truck. And the thing I was more impressed with was how hard he's driving this thing.
Mm-hmm.
His wife's truck. In the woods, in the mud, in the rocks, just beating the crap out of this thing.
Wow.
And we're probably, so yeah, it's getting tighter in the trees. It's getting tighter in the trees, and he says, yeah, this is the second day I've ever done this. I didn't know that these could do this. I was like, oh, that's even more confidence inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As we're heading towards a tree at 40, and then there's a spot that was particularly muddy, like standing water in it.
Oh, okay.
And so we nose it over real quick to slow down and turn, and you can feel it just sliding, and then the ruts will catch you, and then you have no choice after the ruts catch you. But I was impressed with the braking. I was impressed with the acceleration. That wasn't that rough of ride somehow, even though we were beating the crap out of this thing.
Right.
I was really, really impressed, and by the end, so you know, we get back on the smooth road again finally, which is just a rock road, and we're just going. And he's like, "What'd you guys think of that?" And I said, "I didn't know Broncos could do that."
Right.
I was really in shock the entire ride. It'd be hard for me to justify buying a $60,000 truck just to drive it like that.
Yeah, and that's not even now the top line Bronco.
No, no doubt. Yeah,
there's one more capable than that.
Yeah, there's even a better one. But
wow.
But my gosh, I was super shocked with that. Like I see everyone crawling them. I see overlanding them. I see people mall crawling them. But to drive it like it's a freaking four-wheeler,
right?
As hard as you can. I don't think we could have done better. Like he was absolutely pushing that thing. And there was one or two times where, you know, the rear end gets out sideways and he's like, oh, correct it back over. And he was so calm through the whole thing. I'm like, holy crap. So anyway, I end up finding out who it is, right? It's the track owner.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that helps.
That definitely helps. So he said this is the second time that he's done it?
The second day, yeah.
He was like, I didn't know this could do this till yesterday. Check this out.
Yeah, literally. That is literally.
We were driving in the trees and mud. And
that is one thing when I watch like rallycross or like rally drivers is like they're like flying past trees at like 100 miles an hour. You're like,
and then they get air.
Yeah.
And then they get sideways in air.
Right.
And then
they roll over and then they get out, push the car over, and get back in and keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I mean,
I'm always impressed by the guys who have, like, in the passenger seat, who are the navigator.
Yeah.
Like the calmness in their voice as they're doing that.
You have to be calm. Yeah. You know.
He's like, and 4 to the right, and 19, 14 down.
They're always Australian, of course.
Yeah.
Always,
every time. You have to be.
Yeah.
If you want the best one.
To conclude that story, though, so the track owner, I mean, he's a partner. He's not the only owner, but
gotcha.
The car that I rode in with Vince from Shelby, that's also his car. So he was letting Vince beat the crap out of his $100,000 Shelby GT500.
Nice.
And he was beating the crap out of his wife's $70,000.
But I'm sure he had to go pick up
Bronco.
milk on the way home. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Get some eggs.
And I'm just, I mean, what a cool guy.
Wow.
that is really cool.
That's
what a cool guy.
awesome.
I mean, he's to be fair, if you're going to have that place, you got to have some toys for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why would you not?
Yeah.
And what else?
That is
what better to
awesome.
have than something can do that to go survey your land to make sure everything's good to go.
I think they said they have 250 acres. You got to be able to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Right.
And it's
That's
mostly
true.
woods there, so you got to be able to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have to reach out to them because I know you can plan visits and rent the place out on their website. And might have to get a hold of them in the future when we have the capabilities and
Right.
do some goofy stuff on their property.
They have camping. So next year, the plan for the Shelby Fest event is music festival, camping, on-road, off-road, autocross, drifting. Like they have huge concrete
Right.
for every. Like they can do it all. So they really want to blow the event up, and I would love
Okay.
to
That
help
would
them
be-
do that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
We should try to get in and checking that out.
Long story short, though, it's like the all-in-one event. It is
Right.
the event you want to go to,
I know, Quentin, you like conspiracies.
no doubt.
Okay.
Do you know about the Tesla conspiracy?
Where's your hat?
Shall we go into
We have
conspiracy mode?
we have a conspiracy coach that we write in. I put on my conspiracy cap. Jen actually wants to build us a real coach. We're like, we can just get a green screen.
And we can dress up in, like Victorian type of costumes.
Yeah, we'll just pause the pod and
Yeah.
all get costume changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was a gentleman who had a Tesla crash into his home recently, like just drove into his living room, and it didn't say anything about the driver. Don't know if it was self-driving or if the driver crashed it and left. But he has the whole thing on. He has pictures and some video of it. Well, within minutes, so he called police to make a report. Within minutes of this happening, I think it was like 3 minutes. A tow truck shows up. The guy just gets out of the truck, walks in, doesn't say anything, hooks up to the Tesla.
What?
And he's like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I just called the police. I think we should just leave the car here, make a report." And the guy says, "Get away from me." He goes, "If you come near me, I will kill you." Hooks up to the car and then leaves. And the guy's like, "What?"
just happened.
Yeah.
Tesla's trying to shovel some dirt on something here.
So yeah, the conspiracy is this: that Teslas, with their technology, they can track, if they're in an accident where they're at, that they have these tow drivers on standby in nearby enough areas where these cars are at, that anytime an accident happens, they immediately take the evidence, they leave, and they're trying to keep everything under the rug. So they don't get any of this bad press about all these things happening.
They are supposedly working on like self-driving taxis service. So
They already have it.
did they already have
Yeah.
it? Oh, I didn't know they implemented it already.
I don't know necessarily about the Teslas, but a friend of mine, Elliot, he was in, I think, Barrett Jackson in Phoenix, I believe.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he got picked up from his hotel by I think it was a Jaguar that was
Okay.
driverless and got taken to his taken to the show and back from it. And
Wow.
it's
How
actually
uneasy would that
I think in the
make
big
you?
cities, there's actually a decent bit of driverless. Basically, it's killing Uber drivers and
Right.
taxi drivers, which is,
Like, I get it, but I don't know if I would feel confident getting into a car without a driver.
You could
I
say it's just a
yeah.
ghost driving your car. It's
iRobot,
fine.
anybody?
Yeah, right.
mean-
Do
I mean,
you
but-
want Skynet?
But
That's
we
how he
get
gets-
but we get into planes that have autopilot and they can
That's true.
there's a human sitting in the seat, though.
true.
Yep.
True. And
As someone who flew on them for 6 years, yep.
but
An
they
autopilot can technically land a plane.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they've gotten good enough to where they can land.
Very rough.
Have you experienced one? Landon?
Yeah, so during training, the pilots had to allow, like, guarding the yoke,
Uh-huh.
had to allow it so that they could prove that it would,
Would
Do
do
it?
it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
because it's just a controlled crash.
Right.
Is all the landing is.
Oh,
But
I
it's,
guess.
you follow a glide slope, so there's just a
It
signal.
does all the math,
That
yeah.
it follows. Yeah, it just follows this. And so glide slope takes you all the way down to the approach end of the runway. But it doesn't account for, flare and then like the gentle where you just kind of like feeling it to
Yeah.
let it set down easy. It just follow this line.
It just does
Boom.
math. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no human element, so
Right.
So it can
just-
do it. but it's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, did we have anything else that you wanted to?
we have our questions that every guest must answer.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's
Must
true.
answer.
Yeah. Well, one is a question if it pertains, and the other one is a question that everybody has an answer to.
Yeah.
So the first one, the if it pertains, do you have any stories? It doesn't have to be you. We don't want you to embarrass yourself unless you want to. Stories involving cars and poop.
You know, before the show, you had asked or you'd told me that this would be one, and I had absolutely no idea. But in this exact moment, I remembered the story.
Oh,
Wow.
Now,
nice.
I don't know the story. I don't know it, so I don't want to
You're just full of
foreshadow any
excitement.
odd question. I'm just excited that
Yeah.
we have a guest
Somebody
that
is
has
You
one.
jittering.
'Cause
story.
I have such a cool, I have such a cool car poop
live
story
for.
in Hawaii that I had, and I was like, I've never had anybody else have a cool car poop story. Yeah, let's hear about the poop.
All right.
Richard's excitement.
So, trying to decide if I should. I mean, how about this? I won't name drop, but it's not me. But I won't name drop, but
Don't know who
he's
they
the
are.
kind of guy who might not be mad about me. Like, I'll tag him later, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's probably already watching. I mean, we have
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Like right
It's-
now.
we
Like
have
he's behind this
65
curtain.
subscribers
Yeah.
right now. He's obviously one of them.
Streaming
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally do that.
So
Well, we know we've eliminated all females. It's a dude.
yeah. So yeah, we were in Colorado. We were in his 4Runner. We were out there for a ski trip, and he doesn't ski, but he likes off-roading. He's from Texas, so
Okay.
Colorado. He's like, oh, going for. I mean, they have trails out there, but
Right.
Colorado trails. So anyway, we were in search of a trail, and it was still snowy, obviously, and so we're going out to. I mean, the good trails are far from anywhere, right?
Right.
So we're going out there, and we're like halfway there probably. And he looks over at me. He's driving. It's his 2008 4Runner. He looks over at me. I think it's stock height, but bigger tires, a few little things done to it. It's a nice truck. It's really clean. I like it. I say it's really clean. He uses it, but the look of it is clean.
Gotcha.
Cool.
You know,
Cool.
it's got its trail scars.
Nice.
So he looks over at me and he's like, "Would you be mad if I pulled over to poop?" And I'm like, "We're in the middle of nowhere. What is the alternative? You
Right.
poop your pants?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
please,
Do I have an option
yeah,
here?
please poop. Yeah,
You're not going to ask me to
Better-
watch, are you?
yeah,
Better out there than in here. That's
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
better out
exactly.
than in, I always say." So yeah, we pull over on the side of a snowy road and whatnot, and so I'm in the passenger seat, and the most efficient way to do this is he opens up the back door right behind me and sits on like the door sill and proceeds to poop. And I don't remember what he had, but this wasn't a poop. This was a
Oh no.
Oh.
aggressive,
Oh.
not
no.
a log poop. It was a poop, and it was making noise. You know, all the noises coming out. It was one of those to where you go in the gas station bathroom and you're like, how did it get on the wall?
Oh.
Oh, so kind of like a Dumb and Dumber.
Oh
When he's in the
no.
bathroom of Dumb and Dumber.
It was aggressive, and you know, I am this far away from him. Obviously, I can't see it, but he's right behind me,
Right.
and he's like,
So
I'm
so you're in the passenger. Did he do this on the passenger?
he's
side?
right behind me. Yeah, right behind me.
So he didn't even.
Dang it.
He wasn't even across the vehicle. Like he
No,
was
he was
like
right behind me. Yeah.
He's like, I want you to smell as close as
I mean,
possible.
we're on a road. You know, the other
So you're
option
trying
is to poop roadside. So
Oh, so I thought you were like in the middle of the woods.
no, we were on the side of a road.
Dang.
I mean, it was a very lowly road,
Okay.
but you know, there's always the
Yeah,
opportunity.
there's always a chance.
Yeah. So he's
So he's just he's also from Texas, and it's cold as heck out. So he's just
Oh,
freezing
no.
his butt off.
Quite literally.
Yeah, pooping on the side of the road. Like we pulled off like 2 feet into the ditch, you know, just a little bit because it's deep snow over there. So, he's right behind me, dumping one. It's an aggressive one, and the best part of it is, you know, I'm just like whatever. I'd be if it was the shoe was on the other foot, I'd hope it's the same situation. Like whatever,
Right.
yeah.
whatever. And I'm on my
This
phone.
is my life right now.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone
Gonna
doing
accept
whatever,
it.
and
You move on.
and you move on, and he's just, and you know, he's pooping and it's making some noise,
Right.
a lot. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And that's the best part of it. He's just apologizing the whole time.
Poor guy.
And I'm just like, dude, like, whatever.
What are you gonna edit?
Yeah, get her done, man. Just make sure you finish it off. Obviously, I bring toilet paper everywhere I go in my go bag because you never know.
Smart.
You never know.
Because you never know.
You never know. You might be 40 miles from town and have to take one. And then anyway, it was I was dying laughing, and he was just apologizing the whole time. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like,
I was thinking in my
glad
head,
you got it out.
you were gonna go one of two ways. Either he was super sorry, like he was, or he'd have been like, yeah. Yeah.
That's how we do in Texas.
Yeah. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yay.
Even the shits.
Yeah. I mean, okay, second question
Oh, okay, yes.
is,
Important.
yeah.
most
I mean, everybody get real serious right now.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, stop it. Shut.
Trying to clear my throat. All right.
It's not that serious. So, what is your pet peeve when it comes to cars, driving? Like for me, I almost get sick to my stomach when I see women with their feet up on a dashboard.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. If I ever had a girl in my truck
Get your
or my
nasty
car
feet.
who's like, "No, do you mind?" Thunk, thunk. I'm like, "No, do you mind?" I'll open the door and kick her out.
Push her. Do you mind?
Or like the feet hanging out the window. Just
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I don't know. That's my thing. Some people don't care. I care. So like, what would be yours?
I mean, I guess I would say I have a few, but
For future ladies in Quentin's life, don't do this in his Mustang.
Right.
Just don't disrespect it. Period.
yeah, I have had a passenger they did take their shoes off, so I'll give them that. And then they sat crisscross applesauce in my seat, which I can't even do. Like the math doesn't work.
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your knee would be out of your window.
I was like, I guess you're not harming the seat, so okay, but weird.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just disrespecting the vehicle, obviously. Another pet peeve of mine, it's not necessarily a car person thing, but just a car thing in general, is when your friends just shove their trash in your door pockets and don't take it with them.
Oh, man, I
Or
can't
leave their
stand
cups.
that.
Leave their cups. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Get a
I'm not-
baggie.
I'm not in your car leaving trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
I am not a fan of that. That is
my
Yeah.
kids have this
Gotta agree.
thing where anytime if we go through a drive-through, I'm like, there's no eating in the vehicle. We go through the drive-through, I'm like, but you can drink with your straw. They'll leave the straw trash like on the
No.
floor or in the door, or they'll shove it between the seat cushions. I'm like, no.
Why don't
Put
you
it
just
back in
do the
the bag.
Walmart bag thing on the back of the seat or something?
I have a trash bag that hangs from my passenger headrest.
And they still don't use
They
it.
still do it.
Wow.
Don't buy them drinks.
there.
Don't buy them drinks.
Another thing that has just
Exactly.
recently started getting
Or
to
water
me.
bottles.
Yeah, no more drinks.
Yeah.
I want to start going through drive-thrus and just getting myself something and then driving away with them in the car. Something that has just recently started getting to me is, as the audience knows, like I just bought a brand new Tundra. Or not brand new, it's new to me. But it's the Crew Max, so it's a very, very large back seat with large back doors. And the other day, two of the kids were in the back and we were driving somewhere, I can't remember where, but we get there and one opens his door. And then I get out of the truck and I noticed that the other one was also on the driver's side. I'm like, did you run around that quickly? He's like, no, I just came out this door. I'm like, you have your whole other door. Yeah, but we're going to the building. It's on this side of the truck. I'm like, so
It's 9 extra steps.
I said, Jimmy, because he was wearing like corduroy pants with like metal buttons on them.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't
Oh,
slide across
drag
my
it across
seat,
the leg.
bro.
Yeah.
It's like, open your door and walk the extra 15 feet around the back of the truck.
Yeah. And their shoes could end up on the
was like,
seat as they're going. Yeah.
But so yeah, you have a door. Go through your own door.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't slam it shut when you slam. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many pet peeves. Don't disrespect the car.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not yours. If it's your car, you want to do that,
Yeah.
have at it. Yep.
I got one more, and
Okay.
it's on my Mustang. There's a specific way that I close my doors to not fingerprint, or since I don't have, so the Mustang doesn't have door trim above the window. It is
Right.
just window, whereas some, has trim up there. I guess a lot of people are just used to closing it by the top trim.
Mm-hmm.
But when my car doesn't, then they close it by the window, and I'm like,
No.
you trying to break my window tracks? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
So
Fingerprints, break the window.
I've decided, and I don't care. Like, if, say I'm taking a girl out in it,
Mm-hmm.
never been in the car. Actually, guys, too. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm going to be like, hey, I don't want to be that guy, but let me show you how to close this door before you incorrectly close it and piss
Right.
me off.
Right.
So here's the little rubber trim between the door and the window.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Take 2 fingers. That's enough.
Mhm.
Closes. You do have to press it hard. It's an older car. but
Right.
Don't
you don't-
just grab my glass.
Yeah, and
No
What are we doing?
kidding.
yep.
That should be just a common sense thing. Why would you shut something by the glass?
No
That
kidding.
you
I
can
mean-
see with your eyes is not, braced.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, when my Mustangs were the same way,
Yeah.
and if I remember right, it's been a bit since I've had it, but if I remember right, I would always just grab the handle and close it by the handle.
And
Yeah.
that's all right.
I do I
but
don't
I
like
think
fingerprints.
yours has like a covered handle at the top, doesn't it?
It's got the little flap over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yours had the actual pull handle. Yeah.
yeah, where you could put over.
Yep.
Grab
There's
like that.
actually a company, not sponsored, that
Could be.
Could be.
could be.
They're
I know
watching.
you're watching.
They're watching.
What is it called though? I don't remember the name. So
Ow.
sorry.
We
Anyway.
don't want your sponsorship. Get out of here.
They have these little devices that you put on the inside of your door sill, and it's meant for you to like put 3 fingers in and slide it close.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's a good idea, but it just doesn't. My application, but because I already have the trim, like maybe there'd be a car where it makes sense, but with mine, like there's a hard piece of, I think it's rubber. Yeah, rubber. Separating the window and the door, so
Right.
it just makes for the perfect closer. I don't need to
Yeah.
do anything else. But yeah, I mean, I can't lie with the Ultima. It's got a full frame, so I just grab it by the frame, and I don't care if there's fingerprints on it. So
Right.
completely different scenario.
Oh, absolutely. And with a car that does have a frame, and it's securing the window.
Yes.
So when you go to
yes.
close it, it has support.
Yep.
But on the Mustang with no frame,
Hear it flapping when you close it.
yeah. Oh yeah. When
Yeah.
I would have a friend or somebody get in my Mustang and they would close it hard and you hear the like, it's like, oh God, please don't.
Like
Well, you saw that. That's what when Tesla first rolled out Cybertruck and they threw the BBs at it and it shattered the window.
Yeah.
It's because the window didn't close all the way.
yep.
So I
I also heard that it was fatigued. Like there were people throwing stuff at it before the
Beforehand?
show. That could be wrong.
Yeah.
But
Afterward, that's when they came out and they said that before the window would go up and down, and for whatever reason, when they shut it before it came out, it didn't go all the way up and completely reseat in
Yeah.
the framing, and so it weakened the glass to the point where it broke instead of not breaking. So stop closing doors by windows.
it's not
Please.
recommended.
I mean,
Why
I
is that
don't-
even a thing?
Yeah.
I know Jen can't even reach the glass, so she couldn't even try it if she wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, I had
Discuss.
one other question. What would be, if you could have any vehicle from any era, any genre, what would be your dream car to own?
Whenever I get asked this, I mean, what's the scenario? Do I have a daily still?
Yeah, you still have a daily. Like for me, it would be a '63 split window Corvette. If I could just have one of those to weekend drive, like I have any vehicle that I need to fulfill any purpose in my life. But like if there was one pinnacle car for me to own, it would be that one.
For the record, you asked me this the other day on the Buc-ee's trip, and I said the same thing. It's like it depends on the purpose of
Yep.
the vehicle.
Yeah, I had to
Need more
break this
info.
down.
Yeah.
It was like a 30-minute, or I was just
No,
like,
that's-
dude, what's your dream car? And he's like, well, it depends. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, what's the
what?
purpose?
And so I had to break it down to that, essentially that point. And you have a vehicle that fulfill every purpose that you would ever want, but like there's this one car you just want to own it just to have it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
It
car
could
you
be
would
your
dream.
10th car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really tough for me. I mean, obviously money's no object kind of thing, right?
Yep.
I think I go back and forth, and it's really hard for me to nail it down because I haven't driven either one, but it's either, well, two specific, very specific cars. So Gas Monkey Garage, used to watch that all the time. Fast and Loud, I guess. And they built they bought a wrecked F40 and rebuilt it. And it was black, which is sacrilege, right? Because they're all red.
Yeah.
That car is freaking amazing. I loved that car.
Okay.
And then also in the sacrilege category would be also Gas Monkey's 2005 Ford GT that they put on bags. Both of those, either one of those, I'm not a black car guy, but both of those are black. And I don't know, they just did them right.
Well, if you get one, you have yin and yang with your Mustang.
That's fair. I don't know. I mean, I guess if I'm able to have one of those cars, I'm probably able to pay a detailer. So
yeah, true.
I'll live with it.
Well, hey, do you want to plug in any of your stuff? Where you're going to be? What you're going to be up to? And
yeah, so Pikes Peak International Hill Climb is 2 weekends from now. Well, I don't know when you're watching this, but June 23rd in Pikes Peak, Colorado, obviously near Colorado Springs. Bucket list for me to go to. I mean, that's just, I'm sure you guys are familiar. That is a heck of an event. I've never been. Definitely excited for that. Don't really currently have a ton planned until, I haven't even looked at the calendar. I don't even know where they stack up, but late fall will be ice cream cruise up in near Omaha, Nebraska. It's actually in Iowa.
an ice cream cruise?
Yeah, it's 1320 videos, big event.
Yeah.
Huge, like 2,500 cars. It's
Wow.
like of everything. Everything. They have, $200,000 F-250s that people, full custom, like SEMA builds.
Wow.
Supras, Ferraris, Lambos, Ricer, Stancy Boy stuff.
Right.
And self-plug here, I got top 50 award last year out of 2,500 cars, which was just
That's awesome.
super
Very cool.
honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be out in the top 50 with those kind of cars was
Yeah, that's incredible.
crazy. What I do like about them is they don't judge on, I mean, they have some of the nicest cars at the event. So, anybody can go buy a R8 or something, which they do have an R8. So they don't care. Like they literally, some dude took a Silverado chassis and put a pontoon boat on top of it.
Oh,
And
That's
he got
awesome.
top,
That's pretty cool.
He got top 50. So
Wow.
deservingly.
Yeah.
Anyway, great show. Definitely go to that if you can make it. I tell
Okay.
everybody, like the people there are great. It's got racing. It's got roll racing. It's got drag racing. It's got Aussie Burnout Pit, which is just stupidity
Right.
magnified.
Gotcha.
I like camping there, and a car show. Oh, and a dog show. So
a dog show?
Oh. and
they got it all.
Puppies?
and
Did
this
they give away
this is
puppies?
when?
I can check Facebook, but it's
Oh, yeah.
late fall.
Okay.
Late
Oh,
fall.
yeah. We got time.
I think it was August 1st the first time I went, and it was 100-degree humidity, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move this."
Right.
2 months later,
That's
So,
probably good.
Yeah.
Smart.
hoping to go to SEMA again. That's early November.
I would love to go to SEMA.
SEMA's a overstimulating event for sure.
Right.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Can't see it all. It's impossible.
Right.
I'll be going to LMR Cruise-In, which is down in Fort Worth. I've been since 2019. I'm not good at math.
Right.
And I guess it'd be 5 now. So they didn't do 2020. So 4.
4 years.
Yes.
Oh,
Thanks.
that makes sense.
So that's a great show. It's at Texas Motor Speedway. Get to take the car around the oval, which is freaking cool. And then they have a road course too. And then it's a car show. So
Will
it's
they let you go to the right,
Nice.
or do you only turn left?
still left. Yeah.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. Practicing for my NASCAR contract.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I
Shake
said,
and
big
bake.
NASCAR guy.
Shake and
Hey,
bake.
Tony Stewart's selling all 4 of his cars right now.
I didn't even know that.
It's $30 million per car.
Dang.
We learned
Jeez.
that.
Yeah, 20 to 30 million. They call them charters.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Well, where can people find you online?
Yeah. So also on the YouTubes, 99slowbruhh.
Okay.
Bruh.
There's a
And we'll-
story behind that too, but
And we'll get links to all your stuff and put them in the description too. So
perfect. Yeah.
Right
so
in front of his face.
yes.
yeah, we'll
At the
put
end.
them all right here.
Like
yeah.
scrolling credits. Scrolling credits right in front of your face. Yeah. Yeah. So mainly on Instagram. That's the drug of choice, I guess. And then YouTube and Facebook. Facebook's doing well, and
Okay.
Snapchat now. So yeah,
Nice.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sounds
that
good.
should be 99slowbruhh on everything. I was lucky enough to get that on everything.
Oh.
No one wants that name. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's always nice when you can at least make it uniform.
yep.
Right?
Mhm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
But, well, all right then. Well, all those links will be down in the description, and I think we're going to go ahead and take our exit.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, thanks for coming on. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends about us. Let's get 65 to 100,000 so Jen will give her secret recipe, lupia to my wife.
Haven't forgotten that.
I'll never forget it. And it's on the internet forever.
Damn it, I should have said 1,000,000.
And unless I forget, there will be a link to a video recommendation and also the ability to subscribe up there.
Are you sure?
He'll forget.
If I don't forget.
There's a video
Forget
right
on
here.
almost
That's
all the
not over here.
Bye, everyone.
And give us a CO baby.
Oh,
Oh, God, he doesn't
what?
even know that.
I'll tell you, just look at the camera. CO baby.
I'm signing up for something I'm not familiar with, but all right.
It's not against you.
it's not. It's against me.
See you, baby.
CO, baby.
Take it easy.